Alright, today we have a bunch of news to go over, from the new skill tree update that you're seeing on your screen right now in Tower Defense Simulator, to the new hacker tower that's going to be releasing soon, to the future of the game. So, you know what, I'm not going to dilly-dally at all, and I'm just going to get straight into it. So, if you guys have seen my previous few videos on the game, which I uploaded quite a long time ago, I'll admit, you would have probably noticed that I've been really critical of Tower Defense Simulator as of late. And, I honestly was fed up with the game. I wasn't planning to make any more videos on the game because I was fed up with it. It became, we started getting more and more pay to win. They started releasing more and more paid skins and cosmetics. They started releasing more and more paid battle passes. And the bugs in the game were just unbearable, and there were so many of them, and I was just fed up with the game, and I was done, right? Not to mention that I already completed, the whole entire game back in, 2021, so I really didn't have a reason to play anymore. But anyways, I'm finally back, because Tower Defense Simulator developers are finally addressing some of the biggest issues with the game. And they're not quite there yet, but they didn't quite fix everything yet, but they're getting there, right? But what I want to focus on today, for the most part, is the new skill tree, right? So that's the big thing that got released in this update. And the skill tree is split up into 4 different categories, right? The first category is defense, which if you upgrade the skill tree towards the defense category, you will get more HP for your base. You will get more. Your units will be stunned for less time, I think, or I think that's part of the health skill tree. You'll be able to overheal your base. You'll be able to defend your base better. It'll have more HP and all that. And for example, if you go down the offensive route, down the damage route, you'll be able to deal critical hits if you upgrade enough. You'll be able to deal more damage. You'll be able to have more range. You'll be able to increase the raw stats of your tower, essentially. If you go down the economic path, though, you will be able to gain more money. You'll be able to sell your towers for more money. You'll be able to basically just manage your money in the game better and become richer quicker in every match that you play. And finally, if you go down the tactical route, you will be basically getting a little bit of everything upgraded, right? You'll be getting pretty much everything that hasn't already been mentioned. Everything you'll be getting all the miscellaneous stuff that doesn't really fit into a group upgraded, right? For example, you'll be getting lower cooldowns on your abilities, right? And stuff like that. You will be getting a bunch of miscellaneous upgrades. And yeah, I feel this update could be really good for the game, or it could be really bad for the game. And I'm going to go over the reasons why I think both of those things. Starting off with why I think it would be really why I think it would be really a positive change for the game. So the reason I think that this skill tree update could be a positive thing for the game is because, as you guys have noticed, Tower Defense Simulator recently has been in kind of a really unbalanced state, right? There were some modes that were way too easy. There were some modes that were way too hard, and the game just never really seemed to have a mode that was just right. If you know what I'm saying, it never had a mode that was just the perfect difficulty, right? It always had to be either way too hard or way too easy. And recently, the developers have been rebalancing the game and making everything way too difficult, in my opinion. Way too unfairly difficult. In fact, they went so overboard with rebalancing and buffing enemies and maps and all that stuff that I'm pretty sure there was a period of time where the Badlands mode and the fucking Five Nights at Freddy's mode, whatever it's called, were literally not possible to beat. They were literally impossible to beat, no matter what you did, right? That's how fucking crazy it was. But eventually they did get nerfed, and they were barely possible to beat. But now, with the new skill tree update, I feel if you upgraded the skill tree and all that stuff, you would eventually you'd eventually be able to get to that Goldilocks position, right, where all these extra game modes and stuff are fair to beat. They aren't too easy, but they also aren't like unfairly bullshit difficult, right? I think that's the main benefit that comes from this skill tree update is the fact that all these game modes won't be like unfairly difficult anymore. But another benefit that comes from a specific skill tree unintentionally is the fact that the economy of Tower Defense Simulator is kind of finally getting fixed with this new skill tree update. Now, if you guys have seen my previous few videos, you would know that like one of the bigger issues that I have with Tower Defense Simulator, outside of it being like pay to win and whatnot, is the fact that the economy in the game like really, really, really sucks, right? Like if you load up into a match and you like farm the whole game, you get like all your farms maxed out, you manage your money really well and all that, you will like barely be able to upgrade like maybe one or two different tower categories to the max, right? Like you will barely be able to get anything maxed out, even if you like completely max out your farms and like farm the entire game, right? And that's always been a problem for me because I feel like early and mid game should really be the hardest parts of a tower defense game, and then in the late game, you should be able to get your stuff maxed out and just kind of shred the enemies for the last few waves, and maybe you need to micro a little bit. Like I feel like difficulty in late game shouldn't really come from the fact that you can't upgrade your towers, but it should more come from the fact that you have to micro your towers really really well. You have to like. I don't know, set them to target the strongest enemy, or you have to like set up a commander chain that's really, really good, or I don't know, you have to like micro your helicopters or ace pilots really well, or whatever in the late game. And I feel like this new skill tree update kind of makes that the case, right? Because in the past, it was like I mentioned before. In the past, in like the past few months, it's been really hard to max out your towers because the thing about the economy in Tower Defense Simulator is that it's essentially stayed the same since 2019, since the game first came out. Right, like the farm has been in exactly the same state ever since it got released back in 2019. Right, I don't think it got a single rebalance or buff or nerf. Now, the economy itself, like how much money you get from shooting enemies, did definitely get rebalanced. Like back in 2019, you would get like $1 trillion, but like wave 30, right? But like now, it's like way more tame and a little bit more balanced, right? But the problem is that all these economy towers, like the farm, for example, really, really fell off because like again, the farm has just stayed in the exact same place ever since it got released all the way back in 2019. And that's a problem, right? Because since 2019, we've been getting so many tower balances and so many new towers, and the tower prices just kept going up and up and up and up and up and up, right? Like they were like we don't really have cheap towers anymore, right? Like every time a tower gets rebalanced, it becomes like 3 times more expensive to max out. Or like every time a new tower gets released, it becomes like the new most expensive tower. You need like $200,000 in order to max like one copy of it out. And that's been a real problem for the game. And I feel like the skill tree update really does fix that issue a little bit by introducing that economic path to the game. Because now you can get like a little bit more money for killing enemies, you can get a little bit more money for, finishing waves quickly and all that stuff. And I think it's pretty great. However, I also think that this upgrade tree thing could be kind of a detriment to the game at the same time. Because the thing about the upgrade tree is that even though I like the fact that, the old-time players that started playing the game in like 2019, 2020, maybe even 2021, I like the fact that they have, something to do again, something to grind towards, some progress to make, right? I like that, right? Because if you're an old player, you pretty much only return to Tower Defense Simulator if there's like a new event or a new tower gets released. But now you actually have like a reason to like play the game every now and again. And I think that's pretty great. However, I think that the developers overtuned the prices of these upgrades a little bit because in the skill tree, there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of upgrades that you can buy. And in total, I heard rumors. Now I don't know if these rumors are true or not. Like I'm like maybe 85% sure that they're true. But I've heard that if you want to max out the entire skill tree, you need 1.7 million coins in order to do that, right? Which is just absolutely insane. Like that's absolute insanity. But apparently that's what you need if you want to max out the whole skill tree. Um, which I think could be a detriment to the game again, because Tower Defense Simulator has been really focusing around balancing the game for the pros in the past few months, which is something they haven't agreed with. Because sure, like right now, Badlands 2 and fucking Five Nights at Freddy's mode are really hard, even if you're an experienced player with like all the towers and stuff. But like in my opinion, the developer should look more towards like when you're supposed to be able to beat the Five Nights at Freddy's mode, and when you're supposed to be able to beat the Badlands mode, right? Because you're not supposed to be unlocking the Cowboy Tower at like level 250, right? And you're not supposed to be unlocking the fucking Warden Tower at like level 250, right? You're supposed to like unlock these towers at like maybe level 50, 75, maybe even 100. Uh, you know, um, and I feel like the developers overtuning all these extra game modes. Like by overtuning them, they're just locking new players out of all these extra towers that they could have. Um, and I feel like if the skill tree is like way too overpowered at max level or whatever, then I feel like TDS might create an even bigger gap between experienced players and new players. Because like if someone somehow manages to max out the whole skill tree and starts complaining that, oh my god, Badlands is too easy, fucking Walks the Fox is too easy with this new skill tree upgrade. If people start complaining about the difficulty of the game modes like that, then the developers might buff them again and again create that even bigger gap between pro players and new players. But yeah, anyways, I feel like I've been yapping about the skill tree for a little too long now. So let's get to the other fun news from Tower Defense Simulator. Hey guys, it's Editor EXO here, and before I end this segment off, I just want to talk about a little new update that I just found out. And that update is that the skill tree really does cost almost 1.7 million coins to max out. And people have been crashing out over this fact, to say the least. And to be honest, I completely understand why. I think a price of 1.7 million coins is absolutely outrageous, especially considering the fact that if you want to get all the golden crates, you only need $300,000. So, the skill tree being like 5 times more expensive than that is absolutely outrageous. However, the developers actually are planning to significantly nerf the price of the skill tree. However, there's been something kind of funny that happened recently around this whole situation. And it's the fact that players have been spamming this copy pasta that you're seeing on the screen right now in the Discord server of Tower Defense Simulator. And the developers eventually said that they are going to nerf the price of the skill tree. But after they said that, they made a little video that I want to share with you guys because I think it's pretty funny. So here's the video the developers made in response.
Chat, we all should protest so devs nerf the skill tree price to refund our money. If you are in, then copy and paste the sentence below. Skill tree is overpriced. We want our money back. Nerf the skill tree price. Refund our money. We are broke. We will fight until the end. Until the price gets nerfed. Until our money is refunded. We will stop fighting. We will get it.
And, the skill tree upgrade is great and all, it's an update that we've been waiting for like, I don't know, like 2 years or something. Maybe even longer than that, like 3 or 4 years, I think. Because from what I remember, the skill tree first got announced or like leaked or teased back like near the end of the first Frost Invasion update that happened in like 2021, right? Like that's when it first got leaked. So it's been a long, long, long time coming. But another thing that's been a long, long, long time coming that got announced right as the skill tree update was about to release is the Hacker Tower. Now, the Hacker Tower is a tower that we've been waiting for since like the spring of 2020, right? Like, we've been waiting for this tower to release for like 5 entire years, right? And it's been an insanely long wait. But I think people are finally getting hyped for it because it got announced that it's coming on June 11th, I believe, which is a Wednesday, which is pretty cool. So yeah, the tower is going to be coming out on June 11th, and we don't really know what it's gonna do or what it's gonna be like or anything like that. All we know is that it's gonna be another hardcore tower that you're gonna need to grant gems for. Um, and the way we know that is because back in like the spring of 2020, as I said, when the tower first got leaked, it was leaked with like all the other hardcore towers. You know, before the hardcore update officially came out, it was leaked with accelerator and engineer and all that stuff. And we've been waiting for 5 years for this tower. So like, I think people are pretty hyped for it to come out. But even though I don't have a lot to say about it because we don't know any of the stats of it or like what it's gonna do or whatever. I think my theory is that it's probably going to be a support tower. It's probably going to weaken enemies, somewhat similar to Pyromancer, just maybe on a grander scale. Maybe it's going to like both slow them down and maybe melt their armor or something, or maybe it's going to be a thing like the Biologist Tower, where like you're going to be able to switch between like different apps on the hacker, or like maybe you're going to be able to switch the settings of its drones if it even still has drones, like it did in the original teaser, and you're going to be able to like have a drone that just does a lot of damage to the enemies. Maybe you're going to have a drone that slows the enemies down. Maybe you're going to have a drone that melts the enemy's defense, and so on and so on. But personally, what I can say about the Hacker Tower is that I hope and I pray that the developers do not fuck it up. Like, I hope and I pray that the developers don't fuck it up. Because this is a tower that we've been waiting for 5 years to get. And if we've been waiting 5 years just for it to come out and be like super underpowered and boring and whatever, then like, man, I just genuinely might quit TDS for good. But yeah, I mean, I have faith in the developers. It's been a long time since they have really, really, truly disappointed me with the tower. So, I think it's all going to turn out good. But again, like, they better not fuck it up, man, because I think everybody's super hyped for the new Hacker Tower. But yeah, that's all I have to say for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you go play the game for yourself a little bit. See if you can grind out $1.7 million in order to get all those upgrades and stuff. And yeah, that's all I have to say, guys. See you in the next video. Goodbye.